Hey everyone, this is a review for this 1996 Sony CRT Trinitron. It's a standard definition unit. Let's go ahead and look at the back here, the model number. You can see it's a pretty decent sized TV. Doesn't feel terribly heavy. I guess maybe like 70 pounds or something like that. Let's see if I can turn on this light. Yeah, I can definitely move it by myself. It's a 27-inch. And let's see if I can focus on this text here. It's probably going to be really hard for my camera to focus on here. Alright, that might be the best we have it. But yeah, it's a model number KV27V35. 27 inches there. Looks like it was manufactured in November 1996. And we can see the inputs. So it's got S-Video, a few composite inputs there, and then it also has some output options. So yeah, you got your, actually there's quite a few output options. Pretty surprised there. Yeah, and then there's also the S-Link, so if you hook up you can hook up your with a 3.5 millimeter jack. You can hook up to other Sony devices of the era and control everything with one remote. Kind of cool. And it's also got some coaxial inputs, RF and cable. And I don't remember. I guess we can look at it. I imagine it isn't terribly useful for nowadays, but let's see. So it's got a, let's see, what does that say? 2 converter and then an aux and a VHF, UHF. So yeah, so that bottom one would be what you'd use for like an old Atari or whatever, or analog video. And then a converter, I guess that would probably go to the cable box. And then aux, auxiliary, I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe you could use that for a, like an Atari 2. Maybe it has 2 inputs for channel tuning. Would be kind of cool. And let's see, I forgot to mention there's actually a spot here where this cord can go in, so then it makes it easy to carry the cord. So yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn it on here. Oh, and I also have the original remote. The guy I bought this from bought it back in the day, and then he used it for a while, and then he just put it in storage, and it's just been sitting in storage for years. So yeah, I actually bought it from him probably like a year and a half ago, and to tell you the truth, it's just kind of been sitting at my house too. I've only used it a little bit. I took it apart and cleaned it. It was so filthy inside, probably because it's been, he said it was sitting in his garage for just years and years. So but yeah, cleaned it out, and yeah, now it's a lot better. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh, I forgot I took out the batteries. Hold on. Alright, go. Hear that degosser? Give it a second to warm up here. Alright, there you go. Now, oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it says VHS. I'm not sure if that's something that the guy set or if it's the original label, but oh, I forgot to mention too, there's also another set of inputs down here, composite and stereo video. Very nice for easy access. I guess we can show what it says down here too. It says SRS2 tuner PIP. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's probably what that aux is for. Yeah, because this has a PIP function on it, I noticed on the remote. So yeah, so maybe you can plug in like 2 different antennas back in the day, and then you could have 2 channels playing at the same time. That's kind of cool, actually. So you see this PIP button here. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, but yeah, I have the Nintendo 64 hooked up, so let's turn off the light and turn on the 64. Okay, so let me change the shutter speed on here. All right, there we go, in the ISO. Okay. Yeah, looks nice. Very nice. Just kind of run around here a little bit. Yeah, of course it's perfectly responsive. Exactly what you'd expect from a analog CRT, right? Oh, I didn't want to fall in the water. Yeah, colors jump off the screen. That was like a current here. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that and this is typical too, I mean, you see this a lot of CRTs, but so the corners are more blurry than the center of the screen. So like, for example, if we look at this 15 here, or Mario's face, get to focus on there. So yeah, it just kind of looks blurry, whereas compared to Mario himself in the center, it looks pretty sharp. So you can turn around and see his happy face. Try not to fight with the camera, but anyway, I think you get the picture. Yeah, yeah, looks pretty good. And just keep in mind, if you're seeing like these wavy lines going down the screen, or like even these black lines slowly going up the screen, that is, you do not see that in real life. That is because, well, these lines are because you're filming glass, and so I don't know if it's I'm not sure why the camera picks that up off the glass, but it's something with filming glass. Now, I do know what these lines are, though, that are going up the screen. That's because my camera, right now, I have it set to, what do you call it? I have it set to 1/60 for the shutter speed. And that's because that's the closest I can get it to the refresh rate of this TV. So this TV is refreshing at like 59.94 times a second. So it's close to 60, but it's not quite 60. So anyway, that's why you see the black line. It's just the refresh rate. It's not quite syncing. But like, for example, if I switch my camera to like something crazy like 1/160, so this is 160 frames per second. Yeah, you see the lines are a lot bigger and they move faster. So anyway, just put it to as close as we can get. Actually, looks like the lines maybe move about the same speed, but yeah, they're just a lot slower. So yeah, that's just where this frame rates are not syncing up exactly. Okay, so right now, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but this is S-Video that we're running through. It looks fantastic, really. I mean, I really don't have any complaints other than I would like it to be a little sharper on the edges, or the corners. But I mean, that's kind of part of the technology. There's a lot of TVs are like that. You have to, not all TVs are like that, but a lot of them are. But now, one thing though I will say is that this TV is awesome in S-Video, but Composite, it does not have a very good comb filter, I've noticed. So let's switch over to Composite. I'm using a cable that has S-Video and Composite on it, so I'll just switch to the other input here, if I can find the input button. Here we go. Alright, so here's Composite. Don't have the sound hooked up on the Composite, so that's an easy way to tell the difference. Oh, wake up, Mario. So let's kind of zoom up on the screen here, so you can see, like on this hill, you see how there's all these artifacts here, or like around the tree, or on where the path goes, or even like around Mario. So now let's switch over to S-Video. It just all disappears. Looks so much better. So that, my friends, is why S-Video, in my opinion, is the best bang for your buck upgrade you can do as far as video quality goes. So let's go ahead and look at it again. So you see there's Composite, and then S-Video. It's so much better. Now, your mileage on S-Video may vary, granted. If you have a TV with an excellent comb filter, Like, for example, the JVC D series, which I also have one of those. You may not even be able to tell the difference between composite and S-video, to tell you the truth. I've done comparisons on that TV, composite and S-video, and I could barely tell a difference. So yeah, mileage may vary, but if you have a TV like this that maybe doesn't have the best comb filter, definitely go with S-video if you have the option. Let's see, what else can I say? I'm kind of noticing that and this is kind of weird to say about a Sony TV since they often suffer from red push. I've noticed almost all of my Sony TVs have had red push, where the red electron gun is outputting at a higher rate than the green or the blue, and so it just kind of makes everything a little red. But I'm actually kind of like I kind of feel like Mario's hat, for example, should be a bit more, like a tad bit more red. And I do have this set on standard, by the way. So yeah, I made sure that the standard was reset before I started this video. So in fact, I guess I can show you what the menu looks like. Let's see, where's the menu button? Yeah, this is one thing I really like about Sony TVs. The menus are very easy to understand and very easy to navigate. The JVC, like the D series I was talking about, the menus are very convoluted, whatever that word is. This has a light sensor on it. I didn't know that. What on earth? A light sensor on a TV from 1996? Really? Oh, holy cow! Look at that! It works. Look at that, because the room is completely dark right now, and so. Wow, that is impressive. So let's try to turn it on. Let's see if it gets brighter if I turn the light on. Nope, it's still dark. I don't know. I'm not sure where that light sensor is. I mean, it's probably on the front down here somewhere, but yeah, it doesn't seem to get brighter when the light's on, so something's not working. Let's try turning on the light and also turning on my flash on the phone and see if that will trigger it. Kind of move it up here. It's probably one of these little circles down here. Oh yeah, it's getting lighter. I can see the screen getting slightly lighter. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera, but yeah, it is getting slightly lighter. So now, let's turn off the. Yeah, the screen's getting lighter now that I'm shining the flashlight directly at the little sensor down here. That's crazy. I've never seen that on a TV this old. So now let's turn off the flashlight and see now the TV's getting darker. Wow, that is something else. Wow. Yeah, let's turn off the light and do it again. So here's almost pitch black in this room. And then let's turn on this flashlight and really light up those sensors. And yeah, the TV is now getting brighter. That's pretty cool. Not super useful though, because even when the light was on, since they're kind of facing down, they don't really pick up the light being on, and so you almost have to have a mirror down there or something to have them pick up. But so yeah, I would definitely leave this setting off. Oh brother. But it is cool. It's there. Like I said, I've never seen that on a TV this old. Yeah, but yeah, it looks way better with it off. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and let's look at the other standard. So here's standard. Let's change it to here's sports. Let's see. Let's push the reset button on here to make sure everything's reset to. Yep. Yeah. So that's the sports setting. Looks like it has picture turned up all the way, which you probably don't want to do because that can. I don't know. I've heard it can have the life of your tube shortened just because then it has more energy going against the phosphors and the aperture grill here, and so then they wear out faster. So you usually want to turn that down, supposedly. Actually, it looks like it's turned up all the way on standard too. On movie, it's about halfway almost. So maybe halfway is a good. Is that guy just gonna walk by me, not attack me? No, thanks. He's nicer than the Goombas from Mario 1. So anyway, yeah. So realistically, if I were gonna like really keep this TV and use it as my main CRT, I would go in here and I would calibrate it. So I would change, I would change this to like I would go in with the 240p test suite and I would calibrate all the picture and brightness, sharpness, all that stuff. But yeah, I guess maybe for this guy I'll just leave it on standard and then he can do whatever he wants with it. I'll just let him know he can. Maybe I won't even say anything. Maybe I'll just turn it down to about that for him. Or maybe I should just leave it at what it was so you can. I don't know. I feel bad giving it to, because did I mention I'm selling this TV? So yeah, I have so many CRTs that this is just the one that's got to go, because even though it's good, it's not like as good as the other ones I have. So anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to turn it down just a little bit for him, just in case he doesn't like ever change it, because then like it still looks good, but it's like like lengthen the tube life. So yeah, you're welcome, whoever buys this. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, what else can I say about this? Yeah, super responsive, of course, because it's the standard set CRT. Those just drop straight from the sky, don't they? Let's go ahead and I guess go into another world. Get this exit course menu. Oh, I still have this flashlight on. Sorry. Oh. I hadn't opened this before. Yeah, now one thing I do like about this TV is that you can see this, like the blank lines in between the scan lines are very visible. Okay, now here's something before we go into this menu. Speaking of visible artifacts, so first off, I can see, I don't know if this is coming up on the camera, but I can see a slight, very, very slight red, a little bit of a reddishness in the center of the screen. It's not very noticeable, but that is something that, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm kind of, it just seems like all of the Sony TVs I've had, besides this one actually, to tell you the truth, but it seems like all the other ones, well, not all of them, but some of the other ones have pushed the red quite a bit. This one actually doesn't do too bad of a job, but what I really wanted to show you here, though, is that you can see this line here. Not this line that's moving, but just this very faint line, this gray line that goes all the way across the screen. It's really mostly noticeable on the edges. And there's also one down here. See that? So those are called stabilizer lines. I think that's the name for them, the official name. And what they do is they hold the aperture grill in place. So since this is a Trinitron and it doesn't use a conventional shadow mask, so those lines just hold all the little wires in place so they don't fall. So anyway, when I first got this TV, I thought it might have a problem because I was noticing that line on like white scenes in Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park DVD. But like, for example, on here, now that we're in like the water level, I can't even see the stabilizer lines anymore. They just kind of have disappeared. Like even stopping and looking really closely, I just don't see them. I really only see them on the white screens, so yeah, barely noticeable. But that is something that is present on every single Sony Trinitron tube. Yeah. Convergence looks good, by the way. And even though I'm not pulling up well, let me back up. So just to tell you what convergence is. So that's where, like, for example, so there's a red, blue, and green electron guns inside of the tube. And they come together and converge to, and then go through the different, well, they're not slots, but the different grills, I guess, or whatever. The different openings, openings, I guess I'll call them on the aperture grill. But yeah, and then that produces the different colors. But if they're not converging correctly, then, like, not coming together correctly, then you'll see, like, for example, off to the left of this 4, you might see just like a blue line that shouldn't be there, for example. But yeah, I'm not seeing really any of that. Usually you see it mostly on the kind of the corners of the screen. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. It's also more noticeable on the bigger tube, the more noticeable it gets, because to really solve convergence like successfully, you have to have a pretty deep tube. But I mean, if you have a 36-inch TV, I mean, how deep do you want the tube to be? There's also kind of a practicality of it can't be too deep, and so having a little bit of misconvergence on the sides is kind of a good trade-off, I guess. But anyway, it's kind of a tangent, but yeah. But anyway, long story short, this TV looks pretty good on the convergence. Let's see, geometry looks good. Again, just kind of going off my eyes. Not doing the 240p test suite because I'm not really calibrating this TV, but yeah, just kind of looking at it, looks good. So yeah, the guy that's gonna buy this TV is gonna have a good one. Let's see, what else can I say about this? Let's see. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, right. So yeah, so kind of, I guess. Actually, before we do final thoughts, let me turn up the sound a little bit so I can show you. Speakers are actually really nice on this TV. Yeah, I mean, CRTs, I think just like generally speaking, CRT TVs have like pretty nice speakers, especially because, compared to modern TVs, like they just... Well, I mean, there's more space for them to, hold the speakers. And like some of them, this one doesn't, but some, these TVs even have subwoofers built in. So, yeah. Turn back down the volume. Also, it gets super loud. Like, what is this? Like, maybe a 1/6 of the way up? And even then, like, I'm feeling like it's kind of too loud. Mostly because there's people upstairs and I don't want to like wake them up and be rude, but yeah, I think this TV has like really good volume. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, so yeah, just kind of, I guess, final thoughts. Yeah, this is a really cool TV. Like, if this were my only CRT, I think I'd be happy with it. Like, the thing is though, and the reason why I'm selling it is because it's not my only CRT. Like even just in this room, it's kind of ridiculous. Turn on the lights again. So yeah, there's this one. But then we've also got this little PVM down here. And then also there's a 36 Mitsubishi, which is really nice, which actually I couldn't get to turn on today, so I'll have to look into that, see if there's a bad capacitor. But then I also have a JVC D series back there, which is a really, really nice standard set. I almost want to replace or change out these two TVs. Still deciding on that, but anyway. And then this is like, and then I even have more CRTs in like the other room. If you've seen in my other videos, in the laundry room, there's like a laundry room of CRT TVs. Like, I just have so many that I think it's time to let this one go because I just have barely used it at all. And yeah, if you have too much, then you can't really enjoy what you have. And so that's what I'm kind of learning. Yeah, I hope that didn't sound emotional. I'm not emotional. I'm just sick. Like, I've been coughing and like sneezing a lot. And so, yeah, didn't mean for that to sound like I'm crying or whatever. But I mean, I know it is a deep subject, but didn't mean it to sound that way. But anyway, I'm sure that whoever picks this up will have good use out of it. Let's just kind of look at this one more time, just to kind of composite compared to S-Video one more time. So yeah, here's composite again. It's like you can see like on the top of Mario's hat. Oh brother, no, this is all messed up again. Let's see, there we go. Okay. So yeah, it's like you can see on the top of Mario's hat how there's just like those lines there. So now let's go back to S-Video. Just disappear. Yeah, I'll do another video. I want to do a video where I compare like S-Video to composite, component, and then even like RGB on a professional monitor. I'd like to do that eventually, but in my experience, definitely S-Video is your best bang for your buck, as I said earlier in the video. Yeah, and I think that's definitely like, I'm kind of repeating myself. It's just kind of like final thoughts right now. So, but it's like, if you do have the option of S-Video, I'd say definitely take it. And if you're looking at a set that has, like, let's say you find like a really nice set, you know, and it has S-Video and it doesn't have, you know, like this one. Let's say this one, you know, it has S-Video, but it doesn't have component, you know. But then let's say you're looking at another TV that's, you know, it's kind of a similar era TV, maybe a little newer, and then it has component as well. But let's say you have to, like, I don't know, drive 5 hours out to get it, or it costs like, you know, $300 or whatever. You know, someone's selling it for a ridiculously, you know, high price, and this one's, you know, going for a pretty good price. Like, I would say, you know, don't stress too much about trying to go for a component. The difference between component and S-Video is negligible at best, I would say. So, yeah, definitely the biggest differences between composite and S-Video. Even like S-Video compared to RGB, there is a bit more of a difference, but it's still like negligible. Like, really, it's. Now I will say, I mean, if you're gonna, like, if you have the opportunity of getting like either this TV or like a professional monitor, then you might want to go with the professional monitor, because then that also like has like, it can like have sharper picture and deeper colors and stuff like that. But yeah, but really you only see that stuff in comparison. And I guess I could compare this TV to like one of my professional monitors, or like the JVC D series, but I think I'll just keep this without turning on those TVs. So this video doesn't get too long, I'll just say this TV by itself, without comparing to the other the other stuff, looks really good. And so yeah, I wouldn't feel bad about picking up one of these if you see one. So anyway, and also 27 inches is kind of that sweet spot where it's like, it's big enough for multiplayer and like kind of seeing far away, but it's also like small enough where even a Sony, where they're like making super heavy CRTs, like it's still manageable, and like you can carry it, you know, if you're like a strong, you know, man, you can carry it by yourself. And if you have a buddy to help you, it's really a piece of cake. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm just kind of rambling at this point, so yeah, go get one of these TVs if you find one. And I guess we'll, have I said everything? Oh, I think I forgot to show these buttons up here. Yeah, so if you don't have the remote, there's also these buttons up here you can use. So you got the setup for like the menu stuff, TV video for input, volume, channel, and then the power button, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.